Good morning. Here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Information comes from random people on the internet.
Everything's internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe that dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. So what? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's a beautiful day.
Hi, this is Alan. I like IRONWORX because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love IRONWORX with Josh, Walt and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that IRONWORX with Josh, Walt and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the IRONWORX.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Media is the best on the planet. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the IRONWORX with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the IRONWORX and become an Iron Scout.
Media is so beautiful. I could eat it. You know, sometimes people come up to me, they say, "Hey, Chris." And I say, "What?" Well, what would you say? They say, "Hey, Chris." I say, "What?" They say, "How do you start your mornings?" I tell them, I say, you know, the boys over at Media, Josh, Walt, and Zack, or Good Times for All if you prefer, you know, if you need more iron in your diet, check them out Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, early in the morning, 5 to 7. Nothing, get up, do it. It's good for you.
Go ahead. Do it. It's good for you. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the IRONWORX. We are just hanging out again this morning. It's a chilly start today. We're at 27 degrees, and it's closer to 20 once you factor in the wind chill. Rumors of flurries of snow out there this morning. So I'm not looking out there. I don't want to see it. Not yet. Walter's hanging around. He's blowing circuits because he's got heaters running because it's a little chilly down there in Louisiana as well.
Yes, sir, it is. I'm back. I got it fixed for now. Something new.
Should be all right. She'll warm up eventually.
Yeah. Well, actually, I believe we're headed down right now. Because when I went to bed, it was like from an afternoon of wearing shorts outside, literally with playing with the cats, to I went to bed at about 50, and now I think it's going to be right at the top of the 40s. Bottom, whatever. It's 44 heading down to 41 right now. It'll be 41 by the time we get off of here. And then it's going to stay this area through the next couple of days. Tomorrow night, they're saying it's going to get down to 33 degrees, approaching freezing for the first time this year. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't panic. Nobody panic for Walt. I'll survive because by Tuesday, we'll be heading back up to the nights will be around 55, 58. Oh, here's a 66 night. So, yeah, we're just getting a little dip, a little toe. So, here, this is what's coming. It's not really here yet, but this is what you're going to be dealing with in a week or three.
Just enough to pucker up.
Yeah, just enough to start throwing circuits as I plug the heaters in. And the thing is, everything's exactly like it used to be. Everything, same heaters, same areas and plugs. So something new in the circuit somewhere that I'm not putting into my brain yet is factoring in an extra something that's throwing it. Oh,
Just got to get heated up first. Just got to warm the house up, warm the wires up.
I bet it's that new ice maker we have since then, because we do have a different brand, a different size one. I bet when that compressor on that thing kicks in, that's what's doing it. Because like I said, it's running fine for a minute, and I look over and my heater's off. It's like, well, what the hell? That's got to be what's, because it's something intermittent too. So yeah, compressor. That's what it is. Okay, now I figured it out. What it is, just got to figure out where to put stuff differently. Anyway, I'm here. How are you all?
I'm doing all right. What did you just say, Zach? Did I hear you come in?
Yeah, I said those. Yeah, ice machines. They use a lot of power.
They definitely do, and they kick on when they feel like it. So that's got to be what's doing it. Yep.
And I was dreading getting up this morning. It said it was supposed to be 23.
Yikes.
But it's 38.
That ain't bad.
38. Nah, I can do 38.
I'll be wearing a coat this morning.
It's going to be cold out there, but I can do it. Those guys ain't going to want to be out working out there. They're probably going to be sitting around for till 9 o'clock waiting for them at least. Ooh, yeah, I was dreading this morning. When I saw 23, I was like, man,
this jump
ready
sucks.
for this. Yeah. Yeah, I got all my winter weather gear. I'll be good.
Yeah, I know you're kitted out.
Oh, yeah. Most of that stuff just rolls around in the car with me, like at all times, just in case. In the winter times. That's how we had to do it up north. Even if you had a reliable car, if you were smart, you had, a good pair of somewhat boots, You had to go walking through snow, and then at least a pair of overalls and a heavy coat, something like that. Yeah, it's no fun walking when it's cold.
Knee-deep snow.
Mm-hmm.
Not for any length of time or any distance.
So Chicago had a crazy weekend. Did you guys see that?
I did not.
No, I missed that one.
Like, not super crazy for Chicago, but they decided to open fire on ice vehicles this weekend.
That's less than intelligent.
Yeah, what the hell is wrong with these people? I just don't get it. I don't get it. Chicago. I don't know. I'm so happy I don't live by there anymore.
Toddled down.
I guess people are already moving en masse from New York. Now that Mondani is mayor. Yeah, the whole, we're just going to tax the rich even more than we already do. I think it's something like 48 or 49%. If you make over $1 million in New York, like, you barely get half of that. I'm sorry, I think they're taxed enough. That's crazy. It's something like 48% with the federal, state, and the city tax added together. Now, isn't that being taxed 3 times on the same thing? Didn't we have a little dispute about that a ways back? No, it really doesn't happen anymore. People, were taxed 3 times on all kinds of things. This one guy did it. Like, because there's the import tax for the person who's making the product and the tax on
holy shit,
the people. What's up?
You're right. No, you just convinced me. I think we need to get a whole group together and rally against the king. Rally against the king because of our taxes. I think that's a brilliant idea. We need a bunch of tricorner hats and stockings and pantaloons. Pantaloons.
Lots of lead in our mouth. George Washington had to be a madman by the time he died. His false teeth. Everybody, I was told he always had wooden teeth. No. There were horse and cow teeth along the top row and slave teeth along the bottom row. And it was all held together by the lead.
Yeesh.
A big old hunk of lead that he walked around with for like a decade in his mouth. That'll drive you mad. There's a...
I'd be frustrated after the first 30 minutes.
I guess you can go see his teeth at his George Washington Museum.
Well, not his per se, but the cows, the horses, and the slaves. You can see their teeth all lined up in a row over at Mount Vernon. Sweet.
Oh my goodness, dude. I want to see if I can't share this picture with you. Now I know we're on the radios and all that.
Well, we're on the internet.
I dropped it in the...
We're not on the radio per se.
Yeah. True. Very true. Yeah, I dropped it in show prep for you, Josh.
All right, perfect.
They don't really even look good, dude.
I want them to talk. It just seems like the whole contraption needs to be saying something. All right, let me do this.
It looks like something that you would find sitting around on a farm. Like it was something that a child made.
Where'd you drop it?
It's in show prep.
Go ahead. Show prep.
Or you can check the YouTube stream. It should be displaying now.
I mean, and it's not just a little piece of... That's a lot.
That's a heavy chunk of lead.
Yeah, it is. I mean, they had aluminum back then. No, I don't know if they did. Whenever they built the Washington Monument, aluminum was all the rage. They had tipped it with aluminum. It was worth more than gold at the time. Jeez, oh, Pete, man. I mean, look at those bottom teeth. Really? Those are the ones you're going to pick?
Well, as far as chattel goes, it probably didn't seem to pay out the investment of just investing in dental work for your slaves or your cattle.
So where did the whole wooden teeth thing come from, I wonder?
No clue. Maybe he had wooden teeth before he was president. Maybe. I don't know. But these are the ones he had up till the day he died, which probably helped that come along quicker than it would have. Well, didn't the Romans line their stuff with lead? Their pipes? Or was that us that used to do that?
I know it was us for sure. Seems like an odd thing to pick up from the Romans. But maybe.
looking it up right now.
Best guess I'm coming up with here is that, hey, what's up, Andrew? Sorry, man. The reason that they're saying that people most likely thought his teeth were wooden at any point in history is the staining. It's the staining that the different ivory and thing got, and he gave it a grained wooden appearance maybe later. There's really no like point that they go, oh, this is where that rubber started. I've looked at a few places, and there's no definite reason why, but it was taught in fucking school without a doubt. How are you, Andrew?
I'm doing very well. But yeah, I don't have much to elaborate on that previous topic, but something that I have asked many people, including my family, my girlfriend, and things like that, are they aware of this impending doom upon Earth that is from this, whatever it's called, this alleged spaceship coming in? Just wondering what your guys' thoughts are on it. It's called what?
It's a spaceship now?
I think that's what they're saying, yeah.
Like, who's saying? I mean, there's been people saying it's a spaceship for months. Ever since it was found. You can go on YouTube, and these videos get like close to 1 million views each. The spaceship is coming. The spaceship is coming.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a nothing burger. But either way.
But when NASA or the government says it, then I'd get like, oh, okay, alien invasion, fake alien invasion time.
Card, yeah, time to play that card.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it's going to be real. I'm just wondering what your guys' opinion is in regards to what do you think is the outcome of this? Because I know it's going to be a nothing burger. It's not going to happen, but a whole bunch of people are going to be freaking out.
Yeah, it'll be the same as back in 2000. What was that? 14 or 13 when Elenin was supposed to come. There was like one giant meteor or comet that was going to rival the sun during the day. You're going to see 2 suns during the day, they told us, and all this other kind of crap. And it was a big nothing burger. That's what my prediction is. Big giant nothing burger. What do you guys think?
No, I believe you. I think it's going to go down with all the other ones.
Well, in my personal opinion, yeah, it's going to be a big nothing burger, nonsensical type of thing. But then there's going to be a whole bunch of excuses and distractions. Oh, yeah, it veered off of its parallax. Oh, yeah, and then they'll have no photos, or maybe some. Like, oh, yeah, here we go. Click, 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 click. But it's going to be a nothing burger. I don't like using that phrase over and over, but I think it is. It's just not going to be anything that's factual, and it's going to be focusing on people that, well, believe that's going to happen. So I think it has a political point of view. That's the easiest way I can explain it, in my opinion, at least.
The New York Times had a story about 2 days ago titled "The Harvard Scientist Came and the Comet That Probably Did."
You are breaking up all through that, Zach. Read that one more time.
It hasn't changed color as of 2 days ago. The Harvard scientist, Kim Kardashian, and the comet that probably isn't an alien spaceship. Yep. I don't know what Kim Kardashian is. They won't let me read their articles, the New York Times. I'm not looking into it, but yeah, I just found that title pretty funny. I just saw something where it said the tail is facing the sun.
I just saw something that says their tail disappeared.
Ah.
Which makes me think maybe it turned and is heading right towards us.
Mm-hmm.
Flying right at the camera.
They're saying it glows green and hides its tail in new image. Yep, Live Science 2 days ago. Has no tail. Is it slowing down and stopping? First ever radio signals detected from interstellar comet. I remember when this happened, how they said that this was the first time an interstellar comet entered our solar system. Didn't we hear that? Or am I just...
I don't know. I mean, where else would they come from? Are they all just coming from being created here in this solar system?
Well, they say they're always in our solar.
Omanoma, didn't it? Didn't it come from somewhere else? Omanoma. Omanoma.
Papa, mau.
Yeah, they're saying it's the third such object ever detected now. So, like, Halley's Comet goes out there, but it's, like, hooked to our sun. This one, is a comet that isn't. This one isn't ever supposed to come back around again. Like, it's just making a pass by, and it should keep going. Allegedly.
Yeah, it's called parabolic in regards to mathematics and direction. But when it doesn't actually happen, there's no extraterrestrial life that comes on, and it's like Independence Day, which I just watched the other day just for fun. And I was like, oh, shit. This is what people believe now. Hollywood at its best or worst. But people eat this shit up. I'm going to call Jaron, find out what he thinks. Then we can find out.
Man, Bill Gates is just coming out and saying all kinds of stuff.
Like what?
He says, we make it clear that it is not our role to say, okay, the U.S. government wants to save money, so we will... Oh, they're going to give money to India. $2.5 billion commitment. Okay, so they didn't give it to them. Who was that chick, Amber Heard? Remember when she committed all her winnings to go to this or that hospital, blah, 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 blah? Yeah, she committed the money, but the money never showed up. When she and Johnny Depp were going through their divorce, she said it wasn't for money. That's not the reason. So she's going to donate all of her money that she gets from the court battle to some children's hospital or something like that, she said. Well, 6 months after she got the money, she still had not donated $1. So we'll see if old Bill sticks to his word. Because, yeah, a lot of that time when they say, oh, I will commit to giving.
Like Oprah.
Then give it to him. Yeah. Just give it to him.
Good to see the great Baldini. I was just thinking about you over the weekend for one reason or the other. And there you are. Glad to see you're up and at 'em this early in the morning. And feeling well enough to at least log on. Hope you're doing well.
Feeling this late. It's early out that end of the country.
I suppose that's true. It's hard to account for all y'all weirdos out there that live in the extremes. I'm 2 hours ahead. Well, I'm 2 hours behind.
Charlotte,
Well, I'm right in the middle, and I'm
Charlotte
just right.
International. Yeah, they're having trouble air traffic control. I saw Philadelphia's airport was just a mess. Like they had to close down a couple of their TSA checking things and reroute everybody through the ones that remained open.
I think I saw 800 flights. Was the last number I saw maybe 800 flights canceled so far? They got a ticker somewhere keeping a running tally of all the flights canceled thusly.
Well, Charlotte had to do a complete ground stop. So around 7:30 in the morning, it was issued, and it wasn't lifted until 8:45 a.m. So an hour and 15 minutes. A ground stop. I've never heard of a ground stop. They said because of traffic control staffing issues. And then they had the ground delay that lasted till 2 p.m.
So I can actually vouch for this in a tiny bit of a way, because I live in South San Jose, and I am basically where my home is. I'm in the landing path of the San Jose International Airport, and we've had very, very few actual flights coming in lately. But the more stupid thing about it, it's a control mechanism, because all of these government employees are going to get back pay. So, like, what's the point? It's a political type of leverage thing that's happening. And that's all I have to say at the moment about that.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, this always happens, right? Whenever they need some kind of strife. The losing side, I mean, didn't the Democrats have like the House, the Senate, and the President not that long ago? Why didn't you try to do this then? You know? No. We'll wait until we don't have the presidency or the House or the Senate. Right? When we have zero control over anything, really. That's when we're going to put our foot down. This is just theater. It's straight theater. And they don't even have good actors anymore. That Chuck Schumer's not a good actor at all. You know who I haven't heard from lately? Who's that one chick from down in Texas? The one that goes on Ebonic rants all the time? Even though she was raised in, like, the richest daycare and preschool and school in the country. Jasmine Crockett, that's her name. I haven't heard Jasmine Crockett's name in a while. Somebody must have put a muzzle on her. It's like, you need to just shut up.
Wow, I never heard it until you just said it.
You're not queen of the wild frontier.
But she was on a tear there for a while. She was popping up on feeds all over the place, and everybody was talking about her. And now all of a sudden it's just been like... Wow. So in Charlotte, as of 5:40 p.m. Saturday, so they were shut down for an hour and 15 minutes in the morning and then had delays until 2 p.m., it said. So as of 5:40 p.m., there were 415 delays and 136 cancellations at that airport alone. That's crazy. It's crazy that these airports move that many people and do that many flights that quickly. It really is kind of awesome. When you think about it, the amount of people that it takes to do something like that, moving in unison, like these good airports that get things done and get you in and out of there pretty quick, especially when there's a lot of, these people need to be paid more. I'm sorry. Oh, did you see what Henry Ford did? Or not Henry Ford.
I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
I thought he died.
Did I just jump timeline?
The Ford CEO is reviving Henry Ford's strategy and raises wages to rescue the working class. Now, it doesn't quite say how much. They were getting paid to start there at the Ford company. You get $17 an hour. And it's not really telling me how much they plan on raising prices or raising their pay. Yeah, they're saying Gen Z is not wanting to work here because the salaries, it's like a low class job now. It's not a middle class job. That's what was the big thing about when Henry Ford back in the day did this. He wanted to pay his workers so they could afford an automobile themselves and have one and it was only really the upper class that had automobiles back then. So now they're raising it. Okay, no, this is 2023 revealed the average salary in the manufacturing industry was $25 per hour, which is lower than the national average salary. Blah, 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 blah. Come on. Okay, it never told me how much they plan on raising it. So it's a nice sentiment, but until I see some numbers and some actual, we're going to do this for sure this way, this could be just smoke. But yeah, now I'm not saying Henry Ford was a good guy, right? But when he did that, it did change manufacturing in this country. A lot of other manufacturers had to follow suit. I mean, Detroit was booming back in the day because of Henry Ford. It was a place you could go and move, and you could, right out of high school, in the bottom of the barrel low class, and within working there 6 months, you could be middle class.
I think Henry Ford is the reason that the monopoly laws actually came into place, because he was buying up railroads.
He went past go and did not collect $200, or he did.
It's a little more than that.
Where the banker never runs out of money, and you just sort of can keep taking from other players, or just creating IOUs as the banker if you run out of money. I don't know. I haven't played Monopoly in so long. I know there's lots of rules, though.
Henry Ford for 12 years only allowed black cars.
Like a paint situation?
No.
Yep. You could only
buy it if you were black.
Black cars.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is was it like the paint?
Just racist against white people.
I'm just saying, like, the cost and the availability of certain paint colors.
No, not even the cost. It was interesting because the first 2 years, I believe, it might have been 2, cars came in green and red and blue, and black, and there was a bunch of different colors. But as he started producing these cars faster, they figured out a way to do it really efficiently, and he'd get a car through there in no time. But it would take those colored paint over 48 hours to dry.
Wow,
as
that's
to where
a long time.
Yeah, as to where the just black paint, you found a certain type of black paint that would dry much quicker.
Oh, so that's the reason. Okay.
So that was the reason. Until they figured out how to get the colored paint to dry, which took them about 12 years, they only offered black as their color.
When I was in New York City dating, well, semi-dating a girlfriend, and she was driving me around, and she had a degree in fashion, which I thought was a complete just bunch of bullshit nonsense. She was telling me that black is the color of, well, you'll see. I forget what the word is that she used, but she's like, yeah, that's the color that a lot of people use. Like, why do people wear black suits? Why do they wear black different things? So that's like the major color you'll see people wearing in New York City.
It's thinning.
Thinning? I don't know.
Black is a color that is a thinning color, they say.
And some, was it horizontal stripes? It's the vertical
definitely.
stripes you got to stay away from.
Got to watch those birds, right? So real quick, taking a left turn here, I'm having a little discussion in chat with Post. He has gone on and signed up for Epic, which is a major undertaking, and has downloaded and started looking for me on Fortnite, a game that I've been playing pretty consistently. Well, I don't know, how long ago did you suck me in, Zach? 3 years ago?
Yeah, 3 or 4.
Something like that, 3 or 4. So yeah. Couldn't find me. Couldn't find my name, Flat Earth Head. Now, I do remember at some recent point before this, there was something I had to name in a game. I don't know what it was. It wasn't Fortnite. It was another game. Maybe it was during that time I was playing the Rivals, that game with all the destructive buildings and shit. But whatever game it was, I tried to put in my usual Flat Earth Head name, and it kept telling me, that's a disallowed, or you can't due to slurs or something. Like it implied that Flat Earth was an ugly name or a rude thing, or like I was using it as a slur or whatever. I tried every version, Flat Earth guy, Flat Earth man, Flat Earth everything, and nothing I put, because I thought it was head. I remember thinking maybe it was the head. They were thinking I was, some kind of sexual connotation. And it was the Flat Earth. I tried very, very many different combinations for Flat Earth. So maybe they're hiding me now in the Epic world, because we just got a new companion dog uselessness that just takes up RAM and computering and other resources I could use to actually shoot somebody that, point of the game. But I have a dog now that walks around and shakes its head, wags its tail, and does nothing else. And because I was going to, and my name's Flat Earth Head, so I was trying to name him something flat, and I couldn't get it to take. I couldn't get it to work. In fact, I couldn't really get any name I was trying to use to take. I finally just kept having to hit randomize, and so it may not have been Flat Earth. That was the problem with me naming my little doggo. But again, just the fact that he can't find a simple Flat Earth Head name, that's pretty, there's only one. Hey, there's only one. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of interesting, I guess.
I did buy a new controller.
Didn't you?
I did break down and buy one. David requisitioned mine, so I went ahead and bought one. Battlefield 6 has a game mode called Red Sec, and it's basically, it's just Battle Royale. It is, what's the game you were just talking about? Fortnite, that's right. That's the game I've played before. It's Fortnite, but for Battlefield 6, so it's like a realistic version of Fortnite. Like, this could be actually fun. Not so hokey.
Cool deal. Check it out. For sure.
And it's free.
Is it?
The Red Sec? Yeah. You don't have to like buy the $70 game or whatever the fuck it is.
But not Battlefield.
Standalone.
That's
Nope.
not free.
Well, Battlefield is, but Battlefield Red Sec, the Battle Royale game,
Yeah.
that's free.
But you don't have to own Battlefield 6.
I don't believe so. I don't believe so.
Interesting.
Because nothing would transfer over because you're restarting every round and all that good stuff. So it's literally like Fortnite. So there's no need to have a backed up character or anything like that.
I got major problems here. I can't keep it down.
A lot of the European Union countries want to follow Denmark's immigration policies now.
What they do? Close their borders?
Oh yeah, they have a very stringent immigration policy.
Good luck. Thank God our border wasn't open for as long as the EU's been open and just letting crazy shit happen. I think there's
it's actually more extreme than that. They're deporting people.
Like lots.
Like to Australia?
Way worse. I'm sorry. Way better than the United States. Yeah, they're like, oh, you don't live here, don't speak the language, you're not part of the culture. Get the fuck out. We're sending you to Rwanda.
Yeah, Rwanda, of all places. Yeah, a lot of these countries are just saying no. Now, are all the people over here going to start boycotting IKEA? Is that Denmark? I don't know.
They serve Swedish meatballs. So
these are the countries that we say, oh, we're supposed to be like them. They have universal health care and free education. And, well, yeah, but they're also 90% Danish, right? All these people have the same customs, the same religions, the same. It's not a melting pot like the United States. They have 90% of the people all look the same. When you come to the United States, it's just not like that. We don't, you know. They say, you know, universal health care and this and that works when everybody's on the same page. But here in the United States, we're not all on the same page. We're just not. And the work ethic is different over there. It just is. Like I just saw a thing, if you're not married by 25, they start pulling pranks on you. They push their children to get married young and start having children.
They pull pranks on you?
If you're not married by 25, they douse you in cinnamon. Your family.
Fuck.
That's like
tar and feathering, but not quite as serious.
Right. So if you went around and started like blowing powdered sugar on gay people.
Hey, fair enough.
I don't like what you do. I'm going to douse you in some very finely ground powder. That'll teach you. That'll teach you to do things I don't like. Again, public shaming. I stand behind public shaming.
Oh, me too. That's why I have said many times that tar and feathering needs to be brought back into the public square.
Well, I mean, tar and feathering's a little extreme.
I know. I go to the extreme.
Do you know how hot tar has to be to get it to be able to run so that you can put tar on somebody? Like, it's not like a punishment as much as it is like a death sentence.
Torture.
Well,
yeah.
It's not like, haha,
right.
That's going to be inconvenient for you tomorrow. No. It's a little more extreme than that.
You're dead. Yeah.
Or wish you were. You're permanently scarred.
You know. Yeah, it's a death.
Yeah, that one chick from Goldfinger died just because the paint they used wasn't breathable. And she had covered her body with paint for too long and didn't leave enough big spots. Because, yeah, we don't just breathe through, you know, your mouth and nose. We take in a lot oxygen through our pores. Well, a lot of gases through our pores. And if you close up all those pores and cover them, you can die of suffocation, even though your mouth and nose still have an airway. It's crazy, isn't it?
Trying to find my mute as hard as I can. I was doing multitasking. So yeah, that's a myth. That didn't actually happen. The gold painted lady.
She didn't die?
How can we test it?
You can look up her obituary and see if one exists.
No, like
so that was the. I mean, because that was the thing in the actual. Her character died because it, being painted head. That didn't actually happen. The only reason I know that is because our favorite guys, old Adam and Bushy Stash, I can't remember his name, myth busted that, and the actress herself showed up on it. I saw the video go by one time on my YouTube feed, and I was like, oh, no shit, I thought she died. I really did, just like everybody else. And that, yeah, they ghost busted it. They gold busted it, ghost busted it, and myth busted it.
Give a big shout out to DN, CJ, and BCB. I'm just throwing out straight letters at this point.
Just alphabets.
And 7 minutes to freedom. Good to see you here this morning. Who says, let's get to it? Yahuwah. Rules the forever.
All right, I've got a topic I need to bring up because I've heard a lot of people talking about it, but I don't have a definitive answer. What do you guys think about Elon Musk becoming the first trillionaire? Bunch of nonsense or
nonsense?
I mean, if Elon's handing out money now that he's a trillionaire, he's got so much he can just pass it out, then yeah, come talk to me about it. And I'll start, okay, that's interesting to know.
Yeah, just like
otherwise, I don't care what Elon's doing, saying, has to think about anything, and I sure don't care that he's a trillionaire. Now, is it real or not? Again, I don't think he's real. I think he's been a character in the fucking play since day one. He's a fucking idiot walking around and can't put two words together that doesn't sound like a fucking retard. Pardon my French. But yeah. Trillionaire. Go Elon.
I like how they say he's the world's first. He's going to be the world's first. It's like,
is that what they're saying? The first one? Okay. Truly.
Yeah.
That's what I don't quite believe. Oh, God. If I considered grains of sand a currency, guess what? I'm a trillionaire.
Maybe he's the first public one that we know about. Maybe I don't fucking know. I didn't mean to come off all ugly at you, Andrew. I'm just saying, I fucking, that whole thing.
Nah, you're good, Walt. Don't worry about that.
I just felt like I jumped in your ass about fucking Elon. I'm like, damn, that did seem a little.
No, he's a fucking moron.
Fuck him and fuck you for bringing up his name.
Fuck you for talking about that asshole. Right.
No, he's a fucking moron. He shouldn't be like, even be an associate manager at McDonald's or something.
Thank you. He shouldn't even work at the hair club for me. Oh, never mind.
So they're saying that, the amount of air you breathe through your skin is negligible. You wouldn't suffocate, but if you cover your whole bodies and you don't allow your pores to, you can die of heat stroke a lot easier because your whole, the sweating and all that kind of stuff we do to cool our bodies off.
Can't regulate your temperature.
Is it legit? Did she die after all? And I'm just
no. She died at 76.
Oh, okay. I thought cancer. Maybe I had been fooled by the internet yet again.
But it's probably from the gold paint.
Probably that gold paint did shit.
Well, yeah, they're saying it can do horrible things to your organs if you're not using cosmetic type, which I'm sorry, the cosmetic type stuff probably still does horrible things to your organs.
So I know Tin Man had some pretty permanent damage and death related stuff going on from his silver paint from Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, they say it can mess up your organs real bad from, leaching through your pores and into your skin. High quantity amounts of this stuff. Yeah, don't go painting yourself over and over and over again. Not good. I'm a fan of zero cosmetics myself.
I paint myself, but only when going to war.
Little Braveheart, man.
Just a little war paint. That's right.
I saw Andrew B do that.
So I'm myth busting. I got to go myth bust again. I'm pretty sure Ray Bolger didn't die from silver paint. I think what happened was Buddy Ebsen, the original guy they had dancing and singing around as the Tin Man, the paint they used on him, he reacted to it, which is why he lost the part. And Ray Bolger got it. Again, I could be wrong. I do keep way too much trivial, useless information in my brain and get it cross-referenced often. So I could be remembering that one wrong. I'm trying to get my phone on so I can find out. I forgot to take it off airplane mode. No, Ray Bolger was not harmed. It was Buddy Ebsen, originally cast, who suffered a severe allergic reaction and a near-fatal lung failure due to the toxic aluminum dust in the makeup. Epson became so ill he had to leave the production, replaced blah, blah, blah. So his makeup did do a bad thing to him. It had a rubber prosthetic glued to his face, and it left a pattern of lines on his face that took over a year to vanish after filming was completed. So it was Buddy, not Ray.
Ray was actually the oldest surviving member of the cast.
There are not many left.
But it did die of bladder cancer, so prove to me it wasn't the paint.
There you go. I'm hearing a cat. Hang on.
I'm trying to get through this article. I heard something about student loans.
What about them?
They're going to be doing an overhaul again. Trying to get, and I get it, man. I could see.
Trying to do what, though? What are they trying to do?
Trying to reopen up payment plans because that whole thing's ending January 26th here.
Gotcha.
And yeah, just new types of payment plans where a lot of these people, dude, they can't even keep up with the interest.
Dude, the interest is ridiculous. If you fuck around and like consolidate and do shit like that, trying to live and, off that amazing education you got, then yeah, it's a whole fucking scheme. It's all the fuck it ever was in the first place. A Ponzi.
And I had seen something about them, the federal government wanting to not give out student loans anymore or really cut back on the amount they give. But the interest rates are ridiculous.
I'm sorry, guys. I'll be right back. I'm having trouble with the heater.
They paid off $30,000 of their student loan, and it was like $70,000 then, and now it's $90,000 after they've paid $30,000 into it. They have 20 more grand in interest added onto it. And these aren't like $30 a month payments. Some of these people are paying like $1,100 a month, and it's not even covering the interest. That's insane. That's just insane. I get it. Something needs to be done.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, who is it that holds these loans? We should really go after them some bitches.
Mm-hmm.
Who holds them notes? Let's go after them. Figure out what the hell's wrong with them. Oh, wait. It's the government.
Too big to fail.
Nope. How could we ever exist as human beings without Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac? How?
Oh, yeah, and Trump's given an Ozempic relief. So all these people that are taking Ozempic to lose weight can get it cheaper.
Let me get this straightened up. The federal government's waging a war on fat chicks.
I guess.
Oh, y'all are so funny.
It wouldn't be so scary if this stuff wasn't turning people blind, allegedly. The amount of people
Well, you know,
going
if the
blind.
government's trying to fucking give it away for free, then it must be good for us, for sure.
Maybe they're harvesting the extra skin.
A growing
Yeah, it's
number of
almost time for the McRib to come back out.
A growing number of lawsuits allege that GLP-1 drugs, including Ozempic, are linked to a non-arteritic anterior ischemic optic neuropathy.
Ischemic.
Okay. It's a condition causing vision loss and blindness.
Both? You mean you can go blind and lose your vision? Shit.
The litigation involves hundreds, if not thousands, of cases across the country. The lawsuit claims that they failed to warn of this possibility. I bet they warned you. It was just small print, and you didn't take the time to read it.
Doctor never said, hey, why don't you take this insert on this medication and read it thoroughly. Inform yourself as much as you can, and then make your decision, and why don't we get back and discuss it again in about 6 months? But no.
And there is no cure for this treatment once it occurs. It stops blood flow to the optic nerve, causing permanent damage and vision loss. Yeah, I'll try it. Why not? Just my eyes.
Oh, Viagra, fix it right up.
School reunion coming up. Why not? I'll be blind for the summer, but, you know, I'll look sexy for the reunion. Well,
yeah,
you know,
there's all
sexy
kinds
as
of
long as I
lawyers out
tape
there.
up all this saggy ass
All
skin.
the extra skin they've not yet harvested from me. Right. Make sure I wear baggy clothes still.
Damn, dude, there's just lawyer after lawyer after lawyer office. You may have a case. You may have a case. You may have a case. Jeez. So they're saying it's not a long-term solution for weight loss either. You lose a certain amount of weight and then it plateaus after about a year. Once it destroys your body to the max.
So once
and
there's
blurred
no more
vision from
systems for
Ozempic.
it to shut down, go ahead.
Well, what were you saying?
I just say, once there's no more, you know, systems in your body for it to ravage and shut down, then it kind of plateaus.
Yeah. It says blurred vision from Ozempic can sometimes go away. That's not very, that make me feel all warm and fuzzy. Stopping Ozempic has not been shown to reverse these rare events. How much is the lawsuit going to pay out? $400,000 to $700,000, attorneys estimate. Oh, they've already got
Per person, or is that the overall pool that the lawyers dip into first, and then everybody gets 25 cents each, or is it that kind of money per person? I mean, I could be blind probably a couple years.
They say the payouts, it depends on how severe the injury is, of course. Yeah, that's their estimate. Like 400 to 700,000. And the payouts will vary significantly, it says.
But between 400 and 700,000, right? Like, is that the variance? I don't get. What are we talking about here? Like, there's a huge variance, and one of those variances might be from 400 to 7. It might be from $0 to $30. And it might be from 1.5 million to 2 million, but it also might be 400 to 700,000. Like, or is it from 400,000 as the minimum all the way up to 700,000 as the maximum? And we just don't know how to figure out an average?
Well, yeah, they're saying it depends on your medical expenses, your lost wages, pain and suffering. So, like, you know, if you went and spent a whole bunch of money in medical expenses, you might get more. If you had a really good job and lost wages compared to somebody on minimum wage, you probably get more. And then it includes pain and suffering.
Well, and that's where I think that people could make up for pain and suffering. Because if I don't have a whole lot of money and couldn't go to the doctor to get a whole lot of medical work done and attempt to fix this, I just had to sit around and deal with the pain and the suffering of not being able to afford medical treatment for this. Maybe I need a little extra. I didn't go to the hospital at all. Now I'm just blind. Boy.
So have you guys seen the South Park episode that came out in regards to Ozempic?
Yeah. It was like
That's the only reason I know.
Like 45 minutes to an hour long or something like that. It was a longer one.
Yeah, it's a full hour. It's you know they mix their it's hilarious, and I didn't know that. That's where Randy starts getting fucking Ozempic and all the women of South Park. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of quick little things about it. And I was like, what the fuck is Ozempic? And I started looking it up online. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, it's FDA approved. Just like the whole Jibby Jab situation was FDA approved. Yeah, I don't trust that shit. Tell you what, let me pull it up. Sure.
That's great. People can fly an electric VTOL without a pilot license now. Pertaining to ultralight vehicles. I'm sorry. If you're in a control of a vehicle and it leaves the ground, I think you should have some kind of something. Am I being over? I don't know if my cousin's husband had one of those. Like, it has a big parachute on the back, and then it looks like a go-kart with a giant fan on the back. And he would get going through his field and take off, and he could get. It said it would go about 2,000 feet, but he never went more than 1,000, I don't think. And he'd fly around his fields and stuff like that. But I don't think he had to have a special license for that. Trump's just trying to stop that kind of stuff from happening.
So yeah, that's all I had to share at the time because of Ozempic. I don't know exactly how that works, but if someone's going to inject that into their body, and South Park is making fun of it, I think there's a little something to it. You know, a little sketchy. I'm not saying that Trey Parker or Matt Stone are physicians, chemists, or anything like that, but yeah, there's got to be something to it because they found out about it way before I did.
You are still sharing your screen, Andrew.
Do you guys see that they're working on a 50-year mortgage now? Have you guys heard this?
Wait, what is it? What happened?
50-year mortgages instead of 30. People are saying, yeah, people will pay far more in interest over time and die before they ever pay off their home.
Off their poorly built, prefab, little box bullshit house. Yay!
Mm-hmm. Oh, it'll drop the monthly payment, yeah. It just adds 240 more payments to do. So yeah, when you add that many more payments to your plan, which was 360, now you're adding 240 more, and you're paying interest on every one of those payments.
I actually have a little bit of information in regards to that. So when I got my mortgage, my notary, when I was signing all the papers, you know, to the point where your hand goes numb, how many times you have to sign shit, but he was showing me the thing about amortized loans, basically meaning that if you get one of these loans from a mortgage company, then what you're doing is paying off the interest first. So the banks win at the beginning. But he was showing me how if you make at least one extra payment per year, my loan would be paid off 14 years earlier. And that's what I've been doing ever since then. And my loan, I've only been here for 10 years, and I am about 12 years ahead of the loan payoff.
You can also just pay extra. When you make a payment, if you say make your monthly mortgage payment, make another payment that just focuses and you can even write in like the memo or the text that says principal only. So you pay down just the principal.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, just the principal. So yeah, that's very true.
And it really could actually probably be pretty good for a credit, a way to make good credit, especially if you have to get a 50-year loan. If it's going to make your payments that much lower than like you were talking about, this first thing popped into my brain was you now double up your payments every month because they're so low. If you're planning on it, double up your payments, and now you're not going to be paying all those extra payments and interest because you're going to pay off a 50-year loan in 25 years. But what it does do is drastically reduces the amount of money that you've taken out or that you still owe on the amount that you've taken out, which looks really good for your credit. So you're not just paid up, but you're paid ahead. You owe less on the amount than you really should based on what you borrowed. And that looks good at a credit reporting agency.
Yeah.
Hey, baby. Hey, baby.
The people that are renting, such as I have done for a long time, what you have to understand is that you're paying for someone else's mortgage, and then they're allowing you to live in that property. Don't do that. Save up some money and get your own property. And then you build equity. Rental properties have zero equity for the renter. Zero. So, become a homeowner.
Also, zero liability as a renter. So, as a renter, and you say, "Well, fuck it, I'm just not gonna change my the filter on my AC and furnace. I'm just gonna not fucking change it for 6 months until the whole thing blows up, goes out, overheats, and it needs another $15,000 investment." As a renter, that's not your concern. You don't have to give two shits about any of that. Strong wind comes through, starts blowing shit off the roof. What do you give a fuck? Got a leak? Better call the landlord. Not your house. You're not going to have to pay to have that roof done. You're not going to have to pay to get the new furnace, the new air conditioner. You're not going to pay to have the carpet replaced.
There's a little bit of a caveat to that. If you have home insurance, which is what I am required to have because I have an actual mortgage loan, if something happens, then
go on. Then
I have to have mortgage insurance.
And then what? And if something happens, then what? What do you do? If you file a claim,
you file a claim. Yeah.
And then what? They come out and they fix it and pay for it. And then what? And then what? What happens to your insurance rates? What happens to your insurance coverage? Do they keep you or do they just drop you? Because now you become a liability instead of an asset on their books.
Let me tell you about a state that got fucked by the insurance companies because of a regular occurrence of hurricanes. I know about a state. I'm not going to mention any names, but yeah, there's a state where that is a pretty much thing. People are constantly getting fucked because the company they paid to take care of all these problems that might happen, after they happen, those companies just dried up and disappeared. Guess who fixed all that for them? Nobody. You know how many blue tarps are still on roofs from fucking Katrina? Not the last hurricane, but from Katrina. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
That's crazy considering Katrina was what, nearly a quarter century ago?
I was being a bit facetious, but it's bad. Yeah. Just go look into Louisiana and the home insurance industry fuckery that goes on here. Add to it the Napoleonic law, and yeah, it's pretty lame. Pretty lame. Cleo said hello to everyone. She turned the camera on herself. I didn't do it. She actually set on the right button for a change.
Okay, so I am not a very, very successful person like other people, but I make a pretty decent income and I own my own home. But I would say that owning a home, even with a mortgage, is way more beneficial than being a renter. And I can say that because of my personal experience. And if something bad happens to your home when you are required legally to have, I think legally, to have mortgage insurance, if something bad happens, like happened to me, my garage got broken into and they stole about $5,000-ish of tools. Kind of fucked me up. And I filed a an insurance claim. Now, if that happens as a renter, that's not going to be the same thing unless you have renter's insurance. So, plus I have built equity into my property. So my property has gone up by $200,000 in value since I bought it. About 9 to 10 years ago, roughly.
Where the dollar has gotten worth less.
Well, yeah, it's not going up at an exponential rate like gold and silver, which I recommend people to buy. I'm going to buy some silver here pretty soon. Silver's at a really good rate, but so is gold. I'm sorry, silver is. But yeah, if you're renting, you're paying for someone else's wealth. It's a fact. Until my parents got rich, or not rich, wealthy. Learn the system, and then from there, just use it. And that's all I have to say for the time being.
Yeah, but it's really not the system you're actually using in that situation. It's the people. If it was the system paying you and getting fucked, it'd be one thing. Not that, I don't know your mom and dad. I'm being generalizing here. That's why I'm not a businessman, nor am I investment banker, nor am I a realtor, or anything else that uses other people's like energy to get their energy. That's not me. I had a buddy that was like making a killing being a car salesman. He's like, man, come over here. Live a 2 hours from here. Come over here, bro. It's great place and good money. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not you. I've never been able to just screw people over left and right like you regularly did growing up. I'm not that person. That's why I didn't seek trying to be a car salesman in the first place. Like, he sought it out because he couldn't wait to start fucking people over for big money. Anyway. There's another thing about this whole rental versus buying thing. I didn't know this was even a thing because, I'm a renter, not a buyer. Apparently my sister, who's currently renovating her home that she owns so that she can get it ready to sell, has purchased said home on a piece of land she doesn't own. Like, she didn't get the land as part of the house deal. She pays rent on the land. The rent that's been going up, probably about $400 a month every time they up it every year. So now she can't afford the land she lives on. So that's why she's basically selling the house. I mean, there's other reasons too, but that's the main one. And I'm like, well, why would you have done that in the first place? Why wouldn't you have tried to get a place where the land and the home, is that a regular thing that I don't know about?
I've never heard of that. I'm not even sure how that's possible.
I don't either. I don't get it. I don't understand it at all. I'm like, how is that even a thing?
Like, well, it's one thing around here to have what's called lot rent, whereupon someone owns the land and you come in and you rent a piece of the land, and you come in and you bring your mobile home and you park your mobile home on that pad. You hook up the water that the landowner owns. You hook up the electricity that the landowner has. Well, that's probably not true. You probably get separate stuff, but they have the hookups there on the pad, and then you pay your monthly mortgage on your trailer and your monthly lot rent for the trailer park. That's understandable.
Yeah, for a trailer. But not a
How
house.
do you do that on a permanently built house?
I've never seen the house. It may be a prefab pulled up. I don't know. I mean, I know it's not a trailer because I would have heard that, mentioned that, I'm back in the trailer because we grew up in quite a few trailers.
Uh-huh.
But, I know, it's not that. It could be some kind of situation sort of like that, though. I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway, she's about to get the fuck out of there. Like, good luck.
That's nuts.
Man. 36 degrees. So the high of 40. So it's not going to warm up much out there. But it also said a low at 23, and it didn't come close to that. So
right.
This is definitely warming up the cup. Oh, yeah.
Apparently in the UK, that's the thing. It's called leaseholds. Let me go back. I missed it. She's rolled me. That's what Post is talking about. That's how it works in the UK with leaseholds. So apparently that's the thing. And then I see Brian asking, is it ground rent? I mean, if she pays rent on property that she has a house sitting on, that's really all I know about it.
Yeah, they do a lot of that here, especially with people with trailers and stuff like that. They'll just rent the land. You bring your own trailer. They have hookups and stuff like that, but you have to bring your own thing, and you can just rent that little piece of property.
That just seems so crazy. So what you rent you build a house, be like, all right, I'm going to now let 20 vagrants live on the bottom floor. I'm going to rent out the middle floor to people passing through the area. And on the top floor, I'm going to, I don't know, freebase crack. I don't know what the fuck. But what are they going to do? Well, I'm not on your land. It's not my land. Fuck it. My house, but it's not my land. Like, could you start a business? Can you just rezone it? Be like, well, fuck it. It's not my land. I'm going to open up a business now in this residential area because I want to, because it's my house.
Well, that's where squatters' laws come into play.
Well, no, squatters' laws when it's not your house.
Wouldn't that apply?
Not when it is your house.
Oh, okay. I see.
Just not your land. Like, the land is going to be zoned commercial or residential or mixed use. And then according to how the land is zoned is what you build on there. But if you buy something already built, but not the land, who the fuck are they to tell you how to build a house? Land is zoned however the fuck you want. Great. I don't own it. It's not mine. I don't, whatever y'all do in the conditions you met for your sale of land, great. It had nothing to do with me because I don't own any of this land. None of this land is mine. Whatever decisions you make have nothing to do with me because my house isn't on any of, I don't own any land here. Zone it however you want. I didn't buy any land. My house obviously sits above the land and is not part of it. It'd be one thing if it was my house sitting on my land and then my land was then surrounded by others, sort of like jurisdictional type thing. But if I don't live, my house does not sit on any of that land, then how would you have any jurisdiction over that house? I don't know. Probably
Okay, so
Napoleonic.
When I was in the process of trying to find a home, my realtor, Cami, I told her, here are my expectations of what I want. And that's when I learned the difference between a condo, a townhome, and an actual home. Like a home and a townhome, that's where they actually own the land around it. But a condo, which I own currently, I don't own the land around it. And that's what she was telling me. That's all I have for the time being.
But would you own the land that it sits on? Yes, you wouldn't own the land around it. That might be someone else's. But would you own the land that your condo sits on?
That's a tough one. I don't know the exact answer to that. But according to my HOA, which I fucking hate, it's a love and hate thing. But I don't know the answer. But according to the HOA, they were saying that I cannot do anything outside of my condo in regards to the landscaping and things like that.
Got a basement?
Nope.
Nope. You got a crawl space?
Nope. Well, I mean, in the attic area, yeah.
So you just on a concrete slab, huh? So you've only got about 4 or 5 inches of concrete you'd have to jackhammer through to get down to dirt? If you wanted to make changes to your land, the land that you own would be that land that's underneath the concrete.
Yeah, I have to get permission from the HOA just to change my windows, which I had to do.
To make changes to the outside.
Yep.
But if you dig up a hole in your floor, jackhammer down through the 4 or 5 inches of concrete, now you've got dirt. Now you can dig. You want to plant a tree? You can. You just got to plant it inside your house.
So I just got to get a jackhammer and just like jackhammer through my...
If you own the land. If it's like some other places where you have to pay a fee for the land that your house sits on, then you wouldn't be able to do that because you wouldn't own, that wouldn't be your dirt under the concrete. It would only be your concrete. You could only go as far as the concrete foundation for the house because you wouldn't own the land to put a shovel into, not your dirt. Somebody else owns that dirt.
Yeah, I get you. And here's something kind of weird in regards to the same thing. I'm not trying to make it all about me and the HOA thing. My parents bought a cabin up in Grass Valley in California. And I was asking my dad, like, well, what's stopping you from going actually and doing a whole bunch of gold mining? Because that's where, like, the gold rush was in Grass Valley, California. And so what's the major, the depth?
You don't have mining rights.
Right. And he said 120 feet down, which is, that's pretty far. So that's where you have to get a permit. Anything other than that, you actually have to get an actual permit to go that far down for like mining silver, gold, diamonds, and the list goes on. In HOAs, it's very, very different. But when it comes to mining rights, I don't know. I'm not really sure how to correlate these things together. Should people be allowed to own a property and then from there just do whatever they want on their property? Or should the government be associated with the actual regulations in regards to what they're going to be doing? That, I think, is the best way I can explain that. Or question.
So when you get to the title or the deed of the land, there's all types of different ones. There's ones where, if you get an allodial title, that's where you actually own the land. You have mineral rights and all that. They don't give those out very often.
Yeah, I'd like to see when. I think those allodial titles, I think, are a little bit like women Navy SEALs.
Yeah.
Like you hear about it. There's a rumor, but I think
there are no women Navy SEALs.
And I don't think there's any true allodial titles here in the U.S. Like, I don't think you'll ever be able to say, no, government, that's my land, not yours. You don't get to tax it. I don't think that exists. I might be wrong. But in all the legalese bullshit that I've been studying over the last couple decades, all I've heard is rumors. It's like being able to pay bills with your social security number. I don't think you can do that either. I think you'll find classes and videos and lectures and lots of stuff to read. But at the end of the day, where the metal meets the meat, I don't think you're going to be paying off any significant amount of bills with your social security number, at least not until they come and lock you up. But even then, I don't know that it'll ever really happen. Like, if you go back 20 years and look at some of the people that were talking about how to pay your bills with your social security number, they're not rich. They're not still trying to pay their bills with their social security numbers. So there's that. And I think allodial titles are a lot like the same thing. Yeah, it's there. And I think maybe once upon a time throughout history, that might have been a thing. But now it's like simple fee or something. I don't remember exactly what it's called. Maybe I'll have to look it up. But yeah, I don't know that an allodial title actually exists.
Yeah, they still exist, but it's like mining companies and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, and even then, it's still permission that can be taken away. It's not like you're purchasing ownership rights of anything. You're being granted permission to do a thing on the government's property.
Yeah.
The government says, yes, we'll allow you to mine our land and extract whatever gold you can out of it. Sure, why not?
For a fee.
For a fee. Well, sure, for a fee. Sure, for a fee. It's like selling trees. You can hire someone to drive on your land and cut down trees and haul them off and split them up and sell the wood that they cut down off your land. But they didn't buy the land, just the wood. Just the right to come in and cut down the trees. Same with mining rights. Cheers and shout out to everybody there in chat. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning, and all you fine folks that like to tune in after the fact, either while you're after you're already up or before you're going to bed. We do muchly appreciate it.
Absolutely.
See, I did see some news there.
Fantastic.
That I actually took the time to gather this weekend. I saw some crazy stuff.
Yeah, I kind of glanced at some of those.
Well, one was this idea. There's a YouTube channel called Steve Leto. And I think he might be an attorney. Sounds right, or just somewhere sort of in that area, perhaps. I forget exactly. Don't watch a lot of Leto's Law. But I saw a video come across yesterday, maybe, talking about the flock cameras that I was mentioning last week that I think a lot of you all hadn't really heard of. And I was doing some digging this week. I think there's 30, no fewer than 30 flock cameras in my county, in Jefferson County here.
Wow.
Yeah, some are owned by schools. Some are owned by private businesses. Some are owned actually by HOAs. Some homeowners associations actually. Well, because it's a monthly fee, you see. I think it's like $350 to get them installed, and I think it's like $750 every month per camera to have it monitored and taught and all the things required for Flock to do its thing. It's still just that neural network. So you install the Flock cameras, you maybe want to train it on teach it what cars belong in the neighborhood. Here's the make, model, and the license plate number of all of our homeowners and all the cars that they own. So you feed those into the Flock camera so the Flock camera knows that when it sees those cars are okay, and it's any other cars that it sees except those. When it's reading license plates to say, oh, they don't live in this neighborhood. What are they doing here? And then it could send out an alert to the neighborhood watch or the HOA saying, alert, there's an unknown vehicle in your area. I mean, the possibilities are endless. That with what they're using these Flock cameras for. But in the state of Washington, somebody got the bright idea to say, well, wait a minute. What exactly are these dang Flock cameras capturing? So he went down to his local government agency and put in a FOIA, a FOIA request, a Freedom of Information Act request, saying, I'm requesting some public records. Specifically, I want some video from these Flock cameras, and I want to see where this information from this Flock camera is going. And that's when the state of Washington freaked the fuck out and said, wait a minute, nope, you don't get to see that. If we gave you that information, that could be an invasion of privacy.
Whose privacy?
Right. The government tax dollars that put up these cameras recording the public on public roads, the public whilst in public, now all of a sudden would be an invasion of privacy if the public were to see those?
The government doesn't get privacy when it comes to where our money is going. I'm sorry. I mean, we may not know what every, $50,000 hammer or this and that they say. Yeah, there's a lot of, backroom stuff going on. But we still know NASA's budget. We still know the military budget. We still know how much goes to each place. So no, the government doesn't get privacy on how they collect our taxes and where it goes. That's retarded.
And I think that's the way it was ruled in Washington. So, rather than giving up information in regards to the flock cameras, they just shut them down.